Cancer. There are survivors, and there are those who fought their strongest battle, but unfortunately did not succeed. Good morning. My name is Nichole M, and today I will be discussing the question, to what extent does cancer affect individuals within the United States with respect to personal finances, social lives, and physical health? According to the Huffington Post, 12.7 million people are diagnosed with cancer each year, while 7.6 million people do die from the disease. When one is first diagnosed with cancer, there are many things running through their head, such as, how will this affect my future? How will I pay for the treatments? And of course, how will this impact my finances? Health insurance is extremely beneficial to some. If you have good health insurance, they will cover a portion of the expenses that is associated with your treatment. And always, when you're first diagnosed with cancer, always know the step-by-step process of your treatment, know how much it's going to be, where you will be receiving it, and if there's a problem with payment, know if there's any payment plans. If you are worrying about payment plans, contact your insurance company so you can talk to them about that. Physical health. Always remember to remain active, whether you're diagnosed with cancer or you're not diagnosed with cancer. As you can see, there is a strong link between physical activity and a decreased risk of developing cancers, such as postmenopausal breast cancer. Also, there is a strong link between the lack of physical activity and body fatness. So if you're someone who is staying at home and does not have any physical activity in their life, you will definitely have an increased risk of developing cancer, such as kidney cancer, gallbladder cancer, and pancreatic cancer. The social life of a cancer individual is extremely important. The relationships will most likely be affected, whether you are a family member, a friend, if you have a close relationship, or you have a distant relationship. There are many factors that follow with this, such as depression. When you are diagnosed with cancer, later on in your journey, you may also be diagnosed with depression, and this means that you will distance yourself and seclude yourself from any social activities. And it may not always be the cancer patient, though. It may also be a family member or a friend that distances themselves because they don't know how to cope with it themselves. So, they don't know how to cope with it themselves. And the work of an individual may also be affected because if they are not going to work due to body aches, nausea, and migraines, they will not be able to make the money to pay for their treatment. So it is best to contact your management and figure out if there is any different flexible schedules that you can take care of. Solutions. There are many solutions that help with decreasing the pain that a cancer patient does go through and releasing stress, such as support groups. There are 3 different support groups: self-led, peer-led, and professional. Self-led is really one person who invites people from the community where they don't really know each other, but it's just some place where they can talk, so it's not as much of a comfortable environment as many people would wish it was. So that's why peer-led is more of the common option that people choose from. This is where the cancer patient brings in family members and friends with people around the community so they can talk about how they're feeling and what they're feeling and how they're experiencing and going through their cancer life and sharing it with other cancer patients. It is a much more comfortable environment. And then there is a professional, such as a psychologist and social worker. This is when one individual goes and speaks to the psychologist or social worker, and the psychologist gives them tips and tricks on how to work around the obstacles that they are facing. Also, there are treatments such as surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. Surgery can only be an option if the cancer has not spread throughout the whole body, but it is just set in one spot. Chemotherapy is when someone takes a drug and it is set to kill all the cancer cells throughout the whole body. And radiation therapy is extremely similar to chemotherapy, but it is only set to one area of the body. For example, if you are battling breast cancer, then you will take the drug and that will be set to your breast to kill the cancer cells within that area. Although this is a very good solution, there are many different factors that are negative about it, such as the cost. If you cannot pay for this, then that is obviously a problem, but there are many other things that you can do, such as the physical activity stated before. not only does it release stress and decrease the pain that you may be going through, but it also is cost-free. I would also like to add that there are events around the nation and in our community, such as the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. It is where they invite people all throughout the community to raise awareness and money for people battling cancer and those who have battled cancer once before. All the money raised at this event at that time will be sent over to Cancer Research Institutes. Hopefully this will help them find a cure for cancer or a much more beneficial solution to all types of cancers. To those battling cancer today and have battled it once before, you are so much stronger than you know. What questions do you have?
All right, first question. Specifically talking about the stimulus articles, how valid and reliable were the sources that you used, and then how did you use them in the presentation?
Well, the paper that you gave us early in the year, as I checked if they had valid authors and valid things that was in the paper that you gave us earlier in the year. And I actually did have articles that I used from the College Board, but I forgot to say them in my presentation. So, yeah.
All right, next question. How do you use the conclusions and questions of others to advance your own particular research?
So, as I used the conclusions and from others, I shared my paper and my presentation with Wasser, and she gave me different ideas on how to set up my presentation and how it wasn't really flowing. So, with her advice, I changed how I set up my presentation.
All right, cool. Breathe.